Okay, we are going to do another movie plot. So this one is from an old Disney movie known as Max Keeble's Big Move. It's a really cool movie from 2001, and that was made by Walt Disney Pictures on October 5th. So, Max Keeble, who is a paperboy, is about to start his first day of middle school, where he begins to get antagonized by a pretty good amount of people, including the school principal, Mr. Jindrak, resident school bullies Troy McGinty and Dobbs, and most importantly, the evil ice cream man, who seems to always catch him every time Max goes out for his paper route. Max also learns that an animal shelter that he frequently visits next door to the school is being closed down to build Jindrak's new football stadium. And then Max's father reveals that he is moving to Chicago for his boss because he is unable to stand up for himself. Max realizes that he can do whatever he wants to his tormentors, facing no consequences because he will be gone by then. This includes quite a few things, like messing with one of the teachers that ends up giving him a 12,000 word essay because he was late to class, all because Troy gave him a swirly and Doc stole his lunch money. And also when the superintendent showed up at the house, Max devised a plan to scare him away by creating a hellacious food fight at lunch. And he does all this with the help of his socially outcasted friends, Robe and Megan. And Max sets up a good variety of pranks, which includes traumatizing Troy by playing the main theme song of the children's television show McGoogle's The Highlander Frog, which frightened Troy as a child, and even in his teenage, he is still frightened by that frog. Then he traps him in the gym with someone wearing a McGoogle's costume, and then instigating a fight between Dobbs and the evil ice cream man by stealing the coolant coil from the ice cream truck and Dobbs' handheld, and ruining Jindrak's chance of becoming successor to the current superintendent, Bobby Crazy Legs Nebworth, who is a alumnus who is a star football player for the school, by planting animal pheromones within Jindrak's breast spray and instigating the hellacious food fight in the cafeteria in view of Superintendent Nebworth, and later by sabotaging his TV announcements by placing a cardboard cutout of Max mocking him. After all his missions are completed, Max ends up ditching Robe and Megan's going away party for Max by accepting an invitation to a milkshake party hosted by Max's crush Jenna. So Jenna is a pretty good crush for Max. She's got blonde hair. She almost looks like a eighth grader. Max always stops by her house on his paper route, because Max can never get enough of Jenna. But this ends up causing a falling out when Robe and Megan catch Max red-handed. Robe tells Max how Megan really feels about him and then walks away telling Max that he hopes he enjoys his new life in Chicago. Later on that night, Max then calls Megan's house, telling her mom to lie to her or that he is sorry for what happened, taking Max's earlier advice to heart. And then Max's father announces that he quit his job and started his own business, meaning that Max is no longer moving to Chicago. Max freaks out at this news and learns that other students at his school are suffering because of his actions. Max confronts Jindrak, Troy, and Dobbs one final time. When he confronts Jindrak in his office, he turns on the camera and everyone in the whole school hears all the crap that Jindrak is saying on camera. And then outside the school, he meets Troy and Dobbs. And that's when he gets help from the whole entire school. Max eventually defeats Troy and Dobbs for good by throwing them both into the dumpster with his schoolmates. He helps and stops Jindrak from demolishing the animal shelter. Jindrak is fired and is facing criminal charges for manipulating the school budget in order to build his stadium after Max tricked him into publicly admitting to his crimes earlier. And the film ends when Max rides on his bicycle delivering newspapers around his neighborhood, and the evil ice cream man starts pursuing him once again. Boy. So Max Keeble had quite the adventure in middle school. Having fun with his crush, getting the principal fired, ending his school bullies, and the best part, he started one hell of a food fight. Alright, I hope you enjoyed this.